then, of course, he helped us keep active during lockdown. Now the body coach Joe Wicks is once again lifting our spirits.
But rather than staying at home, this time it's all about getting outside. Morning, Joe.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very good. We all know how important it is to get outside, I think. But what does it actually do to our bodies?
Well, I'm obviously a big fan of, like, physical exercise, right? And there's, there's gym workouts, there's home workouts, but getting outside in nature, it's like another level of, bringing calm to your mind. It's good for our mental health, it's good for our energy, and obviously reducing stress and anxiety, all these feelings that we can experience. So it's, so important. And obviously, as kids, we need to be their role models. And I often say, you're not often going to do it in the first place, but when you get everyone outside and you get some fresh air, it lifts the spirit, it lifts the mood of the family, and it has a big impact on people's behaviour, people's energy, and obviously their happiness, ultimately.
Yeah, do you always insist that you and the family get out most days for a certain period? When everyone's leading busy lives, Joe, the kids are at school now.
Yeah, I try my best, obviously, and it's hard in the UK. We're waiting for summer. Where's this warm weather?
Where was it?
It's really, really hard. But I think even getting outside in the garden for 15 minutes or going for a walk around the block, I often have one of the kids will be well up for it, right? Maybe Marley. Indy's like, I don't want to do it. I want to watch Disney+. And obviously, Rosie might not be in the mood for it. She's 39 weeks pregnant. But I said, come on, let's have a little run. Let's get outside. And by the end of it, everyone's smiling. Everyone feels a little bit better, and you've got to just be that role model. You've got to be willing to say, look, I'm the one that's going to get us going, and I promise at the end of it, you're going to feel fantastic.
Yeah, you never regret it. If you can just be the cheerleader to get them outside, that's the thing to do. We've just got a trampoline, actually, and so now James comes home from school, runs straight through the house, straight into the garden, and has a bounce.
That is exercise. I always say, even running around the house playing hide and seek, all movement is good for you. And I think people sometimes they think they have to go to soft play or have to go to outdoor adventure and bounce, all these things that cost money. Actually, going to the park and getting outside for a walk is free, and you can do that any time. And so we have to remember that.
Yeah. And you've got a big festival coming up, haven't you, where you're trying to get everybody outside to enjoy what it's like to be out and about.
Yeah, so not far from where I used to live, obviously in Richmond, I'm doing an amazing festival, my first ever festival. So it's called the Joe Wicks Festival at Kew, which is beautiful botanical gardens.
Look at this.
And essentially, it's not just a fitness festival where it's just workouts. There's so much more to it. There's going to be amazing talks. There's going to be meditation, breath work, sound baths with Jasmine Hemsley.
Now, we've learned about gong baths, didn't we?
Yeah. We did it live in the studio, which I don't know if it was the best location.
Tense.
Yeah, it's very relaxing. So it's sounds, and it's meditative, it's wonderful. I don't know if you've ever tried this, but there's also going to be ice baths. So Brass Monkey are bringing their ice baths, and to have a cold water immersion. So it's about wellness. There's going to be talks around mental health, around sleep, digestion, all these important things. And ultimately, there's going to be a big work at the end of the day with me.
Good.
But there's going to be also a family picnic with a quiz. So sort of like that PE with Joe stuff that I was doing in lockdown.
Lovely.
And I genuinely think that bringing people together, bringing your kids, bringing your grandparents, having a family, that's a wonderful thing for all of them. You're going to leave that Kew Gardens feeling energised, feeling motivated. And so, it's a really... I'm just so excited. I just can't wait. It's only one day this year.
7th of July, right?
Yeah, Sunday the 7th of July, and there's still tickets available. They're going quick, so if you want to come and experience it, come along, you're going to love it.
The last time I was doing ice baths, Joe, was when we were doing Soccer Aid together. That was the last time, so we were using the ice baths. It was Soccer Aid on Sunday. I wonder if it brought back some memories for you, because I can remember talking to you before you took your penalty, which was one of the most tense... Joe's always so laid back and bubbly and full of energy. I think it was one of the most tense moments in your life.
Yeah, Old Trafford, how many... 90,000 people there, and I just about got it in, but I was so nervous. And that goal felt like I was kicking it through a letterbox. It just shrank, and your heart's pounding.
Yeah.
Are you still doing it? You had another go?
I didn't do it this year, no. I've sort of retired and let the youngsters go at it now.
I got dropped, let's be honest. I'm fit and I can run about, but I can't handle the ball.
Managing the ball as well.
Yeah, I like that there's new people doing that, but it's a really great thing, and they raise millions, it's a great thing to do.
It's that thing about being out, being active, getting involved, getting everybody there. You can't knock it. This week is this morning's Women's Health Week. Being outside in nature all ties into this. So we want to bring in clinical psychologist Dr. Julie Smith to come and talk about the sort of... So I love to see you, Julie. I mean, that must resonate, everything that Joe's saying about being outside, but specifically for women, because you can explain a little bit about how important it is for women to go outside and experience those things.
Yeah, I mean, women can experience all of the benefits that being outdoors, and particularly being in green spaces, can give to your physical health and your mental health. I mean, the evidence is there, and it's quite startling how many specific health conditions it helps with. And even if you're not unwell, it can help give you a boost. So in mood, concentration, it helps with your sleep, all of those things. But I think for women, maybe, depending on what life stage they're at, there's probably quite specific barriers to accessing it. And particularly if you're trying to combine exercise with the green spaces, you know, I have 3 children as well. I feel like I spend a lot of my week on the side of a football pitch, not moving. And a couple of times I've been inspired to, OK, I could just run around the field here while the kids are getting their exercise and stuff. But you have to be quite creative as a parent, I think. Or if you're pregnant or, you know, breastfeeding, those things, then it can be, and also working, then it can be really difficult to kind of access sort of green space as well.
So when you're talking about accessing green space, where should people go? What should they look for? Because not everybody has a garden. Not everybody has access to that.
And you know, for the first time in history, we've sort of reached a point where there are more people living in cities than in the countryside. And historically, that's never been the case, right? I think in the UK, it's about 80% of people live in an urban area.
Wow.
And but the interesting thing in the research is that it works in all different settings. You get the benefits in all different settings. So if you live close to a canal or a river, or maybe there's some streets with lots of trees down, it all counts. So you've got to be a bit creative, I think, if you live in a city. But also it means we've got to sort of stand up and look after and protect those small spaces that we do have. You know, if there's a local park and it's threatened by building and things like that, it's really important for everyone to recognise it's really crucial for our health to have that exposure to green.
Are you saying, Joe, that Rosie's pregnant right now, isn't she? When's the baby? When's the next one due?
I mean, I'm on call now. It's due in like 5-6 days. So, yeah, I'm waiting for the phone to ring like, it's on, let's go. Do you know what I mean?
That must be... It's an interesting thing that Julie's saying there, because, of course, when you're pregnant and you've got the 2 little ones and you're running around busy, it's important that you must see the benefits she gets if she just takes a moment outside in the garden or going for a walk or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things she does probably more than anything is walking. You know, she likes doing the weights and stuff, but just going for walks with the kids. We've got Virginia Lake, Richmond Park, you know. We're lucky we live near such beautiful places, but again, even going in the garden, like I play hide and seek with the kids and, you know, we run around. It's just 10 minutes of physical activity can really shift people's mental health. And, you know, it's the hardest thing to do, isn't it? Because, you know, we talk, and I love your videos, you're so good at describing this. It's just taking that first step, because the energy and motivation you want is at the end of the exercise. It's never at the start. And that's what you've got to remember. You've got to tap into that with the kids as well.
I think it's also prioritising too. I think we're so bad at doing that, especially women above everybody else, because you've got a million other things you could be doing on your to-do list, and I think it's about prioritising it.
Yeah, and when you're in that green space, so, you know, exercise will benefit your mental health and green space will separately.
Yes.
So when you combine the two, but in the research it shows that the intensity of that exercise doesn't really change the benefit you're going to get.
Yeah.
So if you go for a walk, that counts.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a few cartwheels across the park, that's fine. Whatever is most accessible to you and that you enjoy, I go for it.
I hope that my son Jack hasn't just heard that, because all I'm ever saying to him is, come on, let's go, let's go over it. He's like, Dad, Dr. Julie said we can just chill. We can just walk. I'm getting the benefit. It doesn't matter. Just relax.
Get on the mic. I get on the mic. I love it. The micro scooters and you know, just going around the block. Look, it's just about getting. I think it's the fresh air, isn't it, and the sunshine. It's not just the physicality of the exercise. It's getting out and getting that. Because otherwise you're just on our screens in our houses. So challenge it. Keep moving. Keep pushing yourself forward and keep active.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you so much. 7th of July, Kew Gardens.
Yeah, see you there.
That'd be amazing. Lovely to see you.
Got it.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.